At 10:42 on a Tuesday, an email from Andrew Vance landed in Mia Caldwell's inbox. The subject read, "Panel invitation," but the first line mentioned her deferred acceptance status.
Deferred acceptance? I never received an acceptance.
She searched every folder in her email archive. There was no fellowship correspondence at all. She wrote back immediately. Andrew forwarded the original acceptance letter the program had mailed 11 months earlier. The formal letter began, "We are pleased to inform you of your acceptance into the Graduate Fellowship Program dated the 9th of November.
It was sent to my parents' permanent address while I was subletting across town.
She pulled up the postal tracking. The delivery was confirmed with a signature. The signature read, P. Caldwell. Her mother's loopy handwriting.
11 months. Signed for by Patricia Caldwell. She hid my acceptance.
She remembered the application she'd submitted at 24, the late nights perfecting her personal statement.
I was so sure I'd get in. Everyone said my profile was strong.
But the letter never came. The program's silence stretched through spring, then summer.
I assumed I'd been rejected. I stopped checking the mail.
By September, she'd accepted a safe corporate finance job at a regional firm. It was stable, unremarkable.
I settled. I told myself it was the practical choice.
11 months later, sitting at that same desk in the same firm, the truth was a physical weight in her chest.
She stole my acceptance. She stole an entire year.
The deferred acceptance meant the fellowship had been waiting for her the whole time, and she never knew.
Why? Why would she do that?
She requested the full USPS delivery report. Within minutes, the PDF appeared on her screen. The tracking showed exactly when it was delivered. The 10th of November, 10:32 a.m. Below the timestamp was the digital signature capture. She zoomed in until the loopy P filled the screen.
That's her handwriting. I'd recognize it anywhere.
She pulled up an old birthday card from her mother. The loops and slant matched perfectly.
She signed for it and hid it. That's not an accident. That's deliberate.
The weight of irrefutable evidence settled into her chest. There was no ambiguity.
I have everything I need. The letter, the tracking, the signature.
She printed the documents and slid them into a plain manila folder. Then she closed her laptop.
Now I need to know why she did it, and I am going to find out.
As she stared at the folder, older memories surfaced. Memories of her mother's quiet, persistent control.
Art is a lovely hobby, but it's not a career, Mia.
That had been her mother's refrain. Every ambition met with a redirect towards something closer, safer, smaller.
You'll stay in state for college. There's no reason to go far.
Even a prestigious summer program out of state had been sacrificed. Patricia called it too much too soon.
This local school is excellent, and you can live at home.
But the most galling memory was from years before. She'd walked into the kitchen as her mother hid an envelope.
Just junk mail, sweetheart. Nothing important.
Now the pattern was clear. The control had always been there, hidden behind soft words.
She never wanted me to leave. She never cared what it cost me.
She picked up her phone and dialed her mother's number.
Mia, this is a surprise. I was just thinking about you. How's work?
Work's fine. Pretty routine. Hey, has anything interesting come in the mail lately? Like old forwarded stuff?
No, nothing much. Just bills and junk. You know how it is.
Mia's grip on the phone tightened, but her voice stayed even.
I've been thinking about reapplying to that graduate fellowship. Did anything from them ever show up?
There was a pause on the other end. Then her mother's voice, smooth and untroubled.
No, honey. Nothing like that at all. I would have told you immediately.
Mia said goodbye quickly and ended the call. She stared at the phone in her hand.
She lied without a single crack. She's been lying for months.
The fellowship's headquarters were in New York, but its decision was only a phone call away.
Graduate Fellowship Office. This is Mrs. Ellis. How can I help you?
My name is Mia Caldwell. I recently received a forwarded letter saying I was accepted 11 months ago. The original never arrived.
The coordinator typed quickly, pulling up the old files.
I see your file. It's marked as deferred acceptance, but we have no response. Is that correct?
They still have me in the system. This could actually work.
In these situations, we have a special circumstances clause. Provide proof of mailing, and we can review reinstatement.
I have the postal tracking and the signature. I'll send everything right now.
She forwarded the documents immediately, her fingers steady on the keyboard.
Now I wait, but this changes everything.
But the waiting was unbearable. She opened her browser and typed her brother's name. Christopher Caldwell's LinkedIn profile appeared. The headline read, "Recent graduate, seeking opportunities."
He graduated last spring, right when the fellowship would have been finalizing things.
She scrolled to the experience section. There, under applications, was a single entry. It read, "Graduate Fellowship Program, application submitted, result, rejected." The date stamp was the 18th of February.
He applied. He applied and was rejected, while my acceptance was sitting in a drawer.
The timeline was brutal in its clarity. His application was submitted 2 months after her letter arrived.
She hid my future so he could take it. It was never about family duty.
She stared at the screen, the pieces finally locking into a shape she hadn't wanted to see.
Now I know, and you are not going to win, either of you.
The call came 2 days later, right as she was settling into her desk.
Miss Caldwell, we've verified the postal evidence. Your deferred acceptance is valid. The fellowship is yours.
Thank you. I don't know what to say. It's been a long time. It's real. After all this, it's actually real.
The official reinstatement letter appeared in her inbox moments after she hung up. "We are pleased to confirm your reinstatement into the Graduate Fellowship Program, with all benefits and deferred start date." She printed the letter and held it in her hands, standing by the window.
I am taking it. No one is stealing this from me again.
That afternoon, she scrolled to the acceptance form and clicked sign.
New York. I am going, and no one can stop me.
The next morning, she requested a quick meeting with her manager.
This is the first step. No more safe choices.
She handed over the resignation letter, explaining the last-minute fellowship. Her boss's brows lifted. But after a pause, he nodded and wished her well.
He has no idea what I'm walking away from, or what I'm walking toward.
She returned to her desk and began packing. Stapler, framed photo, old coffee mug.
I spent 11 months in this chair thinking this was as high as I could go.
Every object felt lighter than she expected, as if the desk had already stopped belonging to her.
Nobody in my family knows yet. They'll find out when I'm already gone.
She left her keycard on the empty desk and didn't look back. At the downtown post office, she approached the counter with a certified envelope already prepared.
I made it brief. No explanation, no apology. They'll read it and know exactly what they lost.
The envelope was addressed simply to Patricia Caldwell. No return name, just a city and state. Inside was a single printed page, her acceptance into the fellowship, and the date she would leave. She paid the fee, and the clerk stamped the receipt without a word.
They'll know I am gone. Let them call. The number's already disconnected.
She stepped outside to the public mailbox and paused, the metal flap cool under her fingers.
11 months they stole. Now I'm taking everything back.
Then she dropped the envelope into the slot and walked away. The sound of it landing inside was the last connection she'd ever make on their terms. 2 days after Mia mailed it, the certified envelope slid through the mail slot at the Caldwell house. Patricia found it on the hallway floor. Her own name, in block letters, no return address.
Who sends certified mail without a return address?
She ripped it open and pulled out a single page. The fellowship's letterhead was unmistakable. The letter read, "I have accepted reinstatement into the Graduate Fellowship Program. I move to New York in 6 weeks. This is my only notification."
She knows. She knows about the letter, the signature, everything.
Her hand shook as she grabbed her phone and dialed Mia's number. The line didn't ring. A recorded voice. The number was no longer in service. She tried the old landline, the work number, every contact she had. Silence everywhere.
She's gone. She actually cut me off.
6 weeks later, Mia crossed the George Washington Bridge in a rental packed with everything she owned.
New York. It's real. I am finally here.
Her studio was small, bare walls and a single window, but the key turned in her hand.
No one has this address. Not my mother, not anyone from the old life.
The next morning, she walked into the fellowship building with a backpack on one shoulder.
These people are like me. They want the same things. I am not the outsider here.
The orientation hall buzzed with 40 other fellows, all sharp and eager.
12 months ago, I thought I'd been rejected. Now I am here, and they don't even know.
She pulled out a notebook and wrote the date at the top of the first blank page.
From now on, every page is mine.
She didn't call. She showed up at the fellowship's administrative office, wearing a polite smile.
I am Patricia Caldwell. I am just checking on my daughter Mia's enrollment status. The mail has been so unreliable lately.
I am sorry, but we can't release any student information without their written consent.
She's blocking me. She planned for this.
The coordinator didn't budge. After Patricia left, she picked up the phone and dialed Mia's new number.
The fellowship office is calling. That can't be good.
She answered. The coordinator explained that a woman claiming to be her mother had come in person.
She won't stop. I have to make it official.
Mia asked them to put a block on all third-party inquiries. The office agreed, noting her file immediately.
She can show up wherever she wants. They'll never tell her anything.
2 years later, she graduated top of her fellowship cohort. A dream she'd almost lost. A consulting offer arrived the same week. She accepted instantly, a small wedding. Her husband looked at her like she was the sun. Emma arrived on a snowy February morning. Mia held her newborn and made a silent promise. 24 years later, Emma stood at her own graduation. Same blonde hair, same determined smile. That night, Mia found a photo of herself at 24. The resemblance was startling.
I was her age when my future was stolen in the mail. She's that age now.
Emma was out with friends, laughing, free of the battles I once fought.
She never had to wonder if someone was hiding her mail. I gave her that.
But the date was a splinter. Some doors don't stay shut. She sat at her desk, the photo of Emma resting against the base of her monitor.
24 years old. The age I was when my mother decided my future didn't matter.
She slid the photo into a plain white envelope and sealed it. On the front, she wrote her mother's name and address. No return.
She'll recognize the handwriting. She'll know.
The old mailbox on Miller Road hadn't changed. Same blue, same worn handle.
20 years later, and I am still using the mail to say what she'd never say out loud.
The photo would show a girl who never had to wonder if her mail was hidden. She fed the envelope into the slot. The metal flap clanked shut.
That's it. She'll either see it or she won't. I am done.
On a damp Thursday morning, Patricia pulled a thin white envelope from her mailbox.
That handwriting. I taught her how to shape her letters when she was 5.
She tore the envelope open. A single photo spilled onto the table.
Who is this? She looks like Mia did.
Her hands began to tremble as recognition sank in. The same fair complexion, the same light gray shirt.
She's my granddaughter. 24 years old, and I've never seen her face before.
She turned the photo over. Nothing. No note, no date, no explanation.
She sent me this just to show me what I lost, what I threw away.
The silence of the house pressed in. No phone rang, no doorbell would.
A whole life I'll never know, because I hid a letter.
Her hand trembled as she pressed the speed dial for Christopher.
Christopher, please, I need to talk about your sister.
His response was clipped. Barely a minute. Then a click.
He won't even listen. He blames me, too.
She walked to the kitchen and sat at the table, pulling open the drawer where she kept old mail, behind old Christmas cards. Her fingers found the envelope she'd hidden 20 years before. The letter was still crisp, dated the 9th of November, with the seal she'd broken alone.
I kept this. I hid it in this drawer and never told her.
Beside it, the photo of Emma lay where she'd dropped it. The proof of an entire life she'd never know.
I threw it all away for nothing. For nothing.
2 days after dropping the envelope, Mia woke to a quiet Saturday. Sunlight filled the kitchen, and the house smelled of coffee.
I mailed the photograph and let it go. There's no urge to check. No knot in my stomach.
She stood at the window, cradling her mug. The world outside was ordinary, and that was the point.
I don't need to know if she saw it. I don't need anything from her.
Footsteps on the stairs. Emma appeared, hair tied in a messy bun.
Morning, Mom. I can't believe I forgot. Did you see the email about the internship? I saw it. You are going to do great.
Emma launched into the details. Application deadlines, project timelines, and Mia listened, her smile genuine and unhurried.
She has no idea how different my life was at her age. And she never will.
She stirred her coffee and let the warmth settle. The silence on the other end of the mail didn't belong to her anymore. In another house, across state lines, the morning was still and gray. Patricia hadn't moved from the kitchen table. The photo lay beside the old letter, both edges curling. But in Mia's kitchen, Emma laughed at a message on her phone, and the coffee was still warm. Some letters are never meant to be received, but some are, and they change everything. Mia looked at her daughter, 24 and fearless, and knew the silence had been broken. Not with a scream, not with a confrontation. With a single photograph and a mailbox, the mailbox where she'd once mailed her acceptance, then her certified goodbye. And in Patricia's kitchen, the only sound was the clock on the wall and the weight of what she'd chosen. 2 houses, 2 women, 1 lifetime of distance. Mia didn't need an answer. She had already built hers. Later that morning, the kitchen was quiet. Emma stood at the counter, scrolling through emails. Mia came up behind her daughter and rested a hand on her shoulder.
I never had this. Someone who believed in me before I believed in myself.
She squeezed gently, and Emma leaned back into the touch for a silent second.
I raised her to expect the mail, not fear it. She'll open every envelope, knowing the truth is hers.
On the mantelpiece, a framed family photo caught the morning light. Mia, her husband, Emma at graduation. 3 people who belonged to each other without locked drawers or hidden letters.
She'll never have to wonder if someone stole her future, or if love had fine print.
Mom, what do you think about the internship? Should I apply?
I gave her everything I never had, and because of that, she's free.
Dusk settled over the Caldwell house. The kitchen was still, the table littered with paper and a photograph. Patricia hadn't eaten. The coffee she'd made that morning stood cold and untouched. She pushed back from the table and moved to the front window, the floorboards groaning under her weight. Outside, the streetlights flickered on. The front room was lit by a single lamp. From the sidewalk, the house looked peaceful. Inside, a figure sat in the armchair, the photo still clutched in her hand. The envelope with her name lay on the floor behind her, abandoned. No knock came. No phone rang. The world had moved on. The price of silence is always paid by someone, and in that house, on that evening, the debt was finally collected. Silence, miles from that dark window. Another house stood against the night. Warm light poured from every window, pooling gold onto the front path. Inside, there were no hidden letters, no locked drawers, no unspoken debts. A silhouette moved past the living room window. A woman, a daughter, a life without secret walls. Mia had built what her mother never could. A home where the truth was never intercepted. She taught her daughter to open every envelope without fear, to trust that the mail would always be hers. And when she thought of the photograph she'd sent, she felt no bitterness, only the quiet, unshakable weight of her own peace. Some people wait their whole lives for an apology that never comes. Mia stopped waiting and built a future instead. She chose to build a life where the mail always reaches the right hands, and that made all the difference.